goes beyond that, Chuck, because Kushner has said in the past he didn't want a pardon. He didn't want a pardon because it would mean too much publicity. So maybe, I don't know, maybe there was actually no one in the entire country who actually wanted a pardon, who might have been judged more deserving. It's almost crazy the number of people who he has pardoned who did not petition for one.
Well, that's a great point, Chris, because normally, and this is not normal at all, you petition for a pardon. You explain why you think you deserve one. You know, there's a very interesting Supreme Court case. It dates all the way back to 1915, so more than 100 years ago. And in that case, verdict, the Supreme Court said that a pardon is an imputation of guilt. It implies your guilt. And if you accept the pardon, you've essentially confessed your guilt. And that may be why some people don't want pardons. That said, nobody seems to be turning it down. Not Charles Kushner, not any of the other recipients of the president's largesse. Nobody seems to be turning it down. You know, President Ford carried in his wallet to the day he died that excerpt from the verdict case because he had pardoned Richard Nixon. And it gave him comfort to know that in pardoning Nixon, it was an imputation of Nixon's guilt, and that Nixon, in accepting the pardon, had essentially confessed his guilt.
Chuck Rosenberg, never a dull moment all year long. Thank you so much for the expertise, the thoughtfulness you have brought to so many of these stories. We appreciate it. Can we go back to Capitol Hill for a second? We told you that they had gaveled into session, and as you know, Nancy Pelosi had basically said, look, great, if you want
Good morning.
$2,000 increase.
All right, so with
unanimous consent,
11 minutes to the bell. Still waking up here, got my Red Bull and everything.
Also this morning, a record number of Americans waking up in hospitals battling COVID.
So the 3-day trades we're looking at for today, we are looking at NEO being the forefront for today. I'm liking NEO because it did sell off a little more pre-market, so it gives us time to grow. Now, if we take a look at the now, NEO's a little tricky. NEO's very volatile. Now, if you take a look at the the 5-day, it looks like, so the next level of resistance would be 47.69. So that's about $1 up from where it's at now. So we definitely can reach that. So we just basically have to look at what we've done so far today, right? So let's go ahead and add this 50 trend line right here. I'm going to go ahead and edit this out real quick. Make this a straight line. Alright. So, we went pre-market. Now, if it would have stayed stagnated like this, right, I would maybe have seen this drop pre-market because it did drop quite a bit yesterday and then recovered all of that. Dropped some of that back and then recovered half of that. So because of yesterday's price action, I do anticipate a little bit of a dip, but it looks like we may have found that dip just now. So take into calculations what a stock can move on average, what it can move on a decent day, and what pops we can get out of it. Is it worth holding for a couple of days? NEO, it is, but is it worth holding a couple of days where the price that it's at right now? I don't know, because we have to examine what we're at. So 47.29 to 46. So right now it's at 47. So 47.32 to 46.70. So almost $1 it's dropped. So I'd say maybe if we see some decent price action with NEO Day around the corner, but also today being a short day, don't know how it's going to play out. Like, the volume's going to be there. Obviously, it dropped $1. So from yesterday's high of 47.69 to 46.72, which basically would be the next level of resistance, right? That's where you want it to get to, basically almost $1 up there, a little less than $1. So then we just backtrack it, right? So we go on the 10-day. So it's overextended on the 10-day, meaning we could see some drop, but we did see drop a couple days before, a week or two of just straight drop, a little rise, but more drop than anything. This is where the end of the drop was a couple weeks ago. It's where we're starting to go back up. But Neo does this quite often. But if we take a look at the 180 chart real quick, since we do have a little bit of time. So as you can see here, like the real honest level of resistance would be basically around here. So we're like fucking $5 away from that. So we go to the current level of resistance, what would be all these lines here. Okay, so the next level of resistance would be the 46, like I mentioned earlier, would be this line here, 46, 47.69. One, it is definitely in reach, right? If this thing can continue to climb, it can definitely get to that level there. So, but if we wait for an extra day, then maybe we can get to 48.15. Right, so I'm not sure what I want to do with Neo. I might hold it for a day. I'm not really sure because I do want to get some decent action out of it. So as we see Neo getting closer to the support or resistance line, so that's fine. We'll see if it sells off first a little bit. We are going to be looking at Neo for a stock. So the next one is Laser. Now Laser, it's an interesting company. It's been selling off a little bit for us, but we are in prime. As you can see here, it did sell off. It did came back to this resistance level before it climbed. It bounced off it again, so now we have a decent level of resistance, but now it's coming back down. But this is a good stock. So after all this, it looks like it's coming back down. So what are we looking at here? So what we're looking at is it worth for a day trade? Well, we determined it was. Is it worth holding for a little bit longer for a bit more gain? So let's take a look at the 5. If we take a look at the 5-day, it is a little overextended on the 5. As we see, it came from here all the way up here, and now it's coming back down here. If we take a look at the 10-day, it is also very extended. So if I was going to hold on to this for a couple of days, I want this to drop at least to this level here, 32.84, which we're not really in play at. Do we see it there? I'm sorry, 31.52. That's the level that I would like to get to. So it is on the screen. So we'll see. We're about 50-50 away from that. So for a day trade, definitely this thing can definitely pop up. Bucks on pops. So if we take a look at yesterday's couple pops that it had, right? So we take advantage of this pop right here. Okay, so you check that out. This is one of the support levels, right? So say you get in halfway. I don't know, I probably would have got in maybe around here, 33.40, all the way to here, 35.16. So you know, decent pops. And then we have another pop right over here, right? So our lines are crossing right here, the yellow and the pink and the blue, and that gives us about what, say 33.87, 35.26. So you know, 50-cent pops are good for this one. For holding it, I don't know. I wouldn't really want to hold it. I wouldn't want to get caught holding it, although it is a decent hold. You might have to wait for like, you know, a couple days, you know, for it to reach your mark, depending where your mark is at to begin with. And then we were looking at DKNG as we have a couple minutes before the bell. So we'll discuss DKNG real quick of one of the stocks I'm looking at this morning. Where are you? I know I put you somewhere in here.
How's that going to impact those hospitals? What are you hearing from healthcare workers?
Yeah, Chris, just hearing
Where are you?
talk, I mean, it makes you nervous because
Oh, there you are.
we're headed into uncharted territory here.
All right, so DKNG is actually in a decent level right now. So if we take a look at the 5-day, it's pretty much just trading sideways. It's doing exactly what it does all the time. So we might just see this sell off before it bounces up. But then again, you know, it just might not do that. I might say, nah, psych, I'm not going to do that for you today. I'm going to do something else. So we see it's very close to this level of resistance, 54.46. So we are in definite reach to that. Then the next level of resistance would be this 55.41. So there is a huge pop to that. If we take a look at where it's at on the chart, it's very reachable. It's right there by the support line or resistance line. So we might see that, but there's more drop than there is going up. So it's very reachable to get this, but we can get caught in that tidal wave, and we can get caught in this thing can drop right here. So if and where it's at right now, it's actually not bad. Where it's opening at, it's right here at support. So I would like for this basically maybe to come down to here, or even call that right there. So to one of these lines down here, and then see if we can maybe catch that wave, because this thing is super volatile. So this thing, you may get caught in it with a good setup and it just tends to go the wrong way. You want to get in on that halfway if it does go the wrong way, because we know it's going to bounce back up. So you want your earnings or your earnings to be more. All right, and then we're talking about Zoom being a long-term hold, not long-term, but at least a swing for a couple days for where it's at for a $20 run. I think it's perfect. I think we may see it drop just a little bit more before that happens, but and then W has room to drop still. But definitely good for a $6 to $8 run. So yeah, I'm gonna keep W on here as well. So I think I'm gonna remove laser and keep W. Nah, I'll leave it where it's at. Fuck it. All right, with a minute left in the bell, till the bell rings, we'll probably remove laser's a little too high. So we're gonna remove laser. We're gonna replace it with W. W is also a bit high.
Saving is easy when you're in good hands. Call a local agent or 1-800-ALL-STATE for a quote.
Yeah, fuck it, we'll leave W on there. And switch back and forth to P to the other one. Alright, so let's see real quick. So
Unstoppable. No sweat. Try it and love it or get your money back. Secret. Now there's a better way to search for senior living. At a place for home, we offer live virtual tours so you can explore from thousands of senior living communities. Your family can experience which options will be right for your mom or dad, all from the comfort of home. I could really see mom here. Whether it's assisted living, memory care, or independent living, your senior living advisor will be there every step of the way. Connect with an Place for Mom advisor today to get started. Do you hear about climate change, about social justice, about your community and your world? Network dedicated to bringing you the news and events that matter most to you. Making news right now. Stories you'll want to share with your friends. Time to check out some of the biggest stories right now. News you need to know. We got more news to get for you and your generation. Yes! Watch LX News on Spectrum Channel 1250. Weeknights starting at 7.
So I want Neo to drop a little bit before I get in there. See DK and G, it looks like it doesn't know what it wants to do. W looks like it's dropping for us. So what was the other one we were looking at? Laser. Laser like it's going up.
Lease a Sonata for $159 a month or get 0% APR for 72 months plus no payment for 90 days. Only at your SoCal Hyundai.
So this did come back a little bit.
Very little effort every night. Brava simplifies the art of cooking so that you can make time for the things that matter most. Visit brava.com for more information.
So this is what I want from Neo before I jump in. We're gonna go with a 65 cents run, and we might hold firm on that unless I see something different. So we're gonna go ahead and see. I like the fact that it is coming down here, so it gives us a lot more room to run up. Like DraftKings is going up, and it does that often. You know that? It does, like, it'll do that swing up and then it'll just crash.
Democrats will try again to approve the higher checks. Well, Democrats are more than willing to play ball with President Trump's latest demands as House Republicans are trying to wiggle out of the
W.
split the men. Trump has created Christmas chaos on Capitol Hill after he threw a wrench in a $900 billion bipartisan coronavirus relief bill, then following through on his threats to veto the military's annual spending bill. With me now, Congressman Anthony Brown, Democrat from Maryland, who is vice chair of the Armed Services Committee. Congressman, good to see you.
So I went ahead and bought right there, 46.40.
I'd like to get your reaction to President Trump's most recent pardons, which Republican Senator Sass called rotten to the core. How do you see it?
Absolutely. These are outrageous pardons. No surprise, we've seen them before. Last year, President Trump pardoned war criminals, military service members convicted of war crimes. And here, just this week, he pardons members of the Black Border Security Team who the FBI found murdered 14 Iraqi civilians, 17 were killed without...
So I think I got a 65 cents mark on this one. I do believe it probably will continue to go down. I do like where it's at now, so I might hold on to it for a day. Right now I have a 65 cents trigger on it. So we'll see if we get it. If not, it's okay. I'm real comfortable holding on to this stock. It sold off yesterday. For the past 2 days, it's been selling off. So we'll see. We definitely can get a nice run out of this today. So it's definitely in reach. It's basically on the top of right here. So and I should have waited till I basically reached what I wanted to buy at. I really wanted to buy it here, but I was kind of anticipating that the level 2 was showing me a lot of volume and that it was going to go up. So
You guys go back on Monday, then what? And how worried are you about what might happen?
so where is this at? This is right here. This is 47.05. So this is where we wanted it to go. So we're gonna hold firm on this. We don't know. We'll see if we maybe have more of a drop, but definitely leave that. So if we get closer to that, I might go ahead and up the trigger, just to see if we get, close out the week real nice.
Relief negotiations, and he didn't press his Republicans to join Democrats to provide that relief. So now you have two.
So I think I'm gonna buy one more. So I'm hoping it drops a little more for me.
That if President Trump vetoes this bill, it's not just the emergency relief. Government will shut down 3 days after Christmas. The eviction moratorium for renters would end 5 days after Christmas, and unemployment insurance benefits would end the day after Christmas. So there's a lot at stake in President Trump's veto threat. And again,
It's like DKNG is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's going down.
Honestly, that we're at real risk of a government shutdown?
So let's see, because I do want to buy one more. So let's see how far down this can go for me before I buy another one.
in office, he's in complete denial, and with the types of pardons we're seeing, with vetoing the Defense Authorization Act, threatening to veto the emergency relief and in omnibus funding, we've got a wild card in President Trump. So it's hard to say, but Congress needs to be prepared.
All right, so
I'm calling on Republicans to join.
I'm not gonna get rid of this,
To ensure that government stays open and we provide relief.
and we're gonna replace it.
Look, I know it's very difficult to sort of parse what these
Put
things
19 on here.
What is your thought? Because clearly the Republican Party has been put in a box by this. What's the president's
And we're gonna sell this
created in his own party?
at a 65
The
cents.
Republicans have been put in a box, that they put themselves in this box because for 4 years they've enabled this president, and they have sat by idly as he has committed impeachable offenses.
Same cost base.
The Constitution, the American people, the military.
So we'll see what happens. I did want it to get it down here. I do believe that this is where it's gonna pop, So, but so I got in 30. 37 cents higher. We'll see.
That Republicans will join Democrats because Republicans do not want to see government shut down.
So DraftKings, I still think it's gonna have room to go down a little more. So I do think that level where it's at right now, I do think it's decent enough for you to catch that bounce up.
Congressman Anthony Brown of Maryland, really appreciate you taking the time to talk.
And in case it goes the wrong way, we do know that it can bounce up from a strong downfall like that. So W looks like it's about to turn up. So and then let's see, Laser looks like it's probably not done selling off, as we know that Neo is not done selling off. So we're gonna go for a nice hit on this one. I would like to get Neo for $1. I do think it can go $1.
Inside, Hill walking toward the officer with a cell phone in one hand, the other out of view. Seconds later, the officer shoots. There is no audio because Coy did not activate his body-worn camera until after pulling the trigger. Once he turns the camera on,
So again, I might hold on to this until maybe Monday.
including Hill lying on the ground for more than 5 minutes before anyone rendered aid.
Roll over, dude.
The city's mayor outraged.
To see him lying in the driveway, minute after minute after minute after minute, with no attempt to render aid. That
All right.
stunning disregard for life.
So it finally passed the 4603. That was the low of yesterday. This is the reason why I wanted to come here, because going from that point on, it could continue to drop down to here for us, maybe even reach 4572, which I do think that it might do for us before it bounces up. So remember, the further it goes down, the less money going up it'll make. So for example, I don't know why it does that. So if it drops $19, for example, it'll definitely maybe reach $9, $10, half of that, and then it'll just trade around there. So if it does plunge real bad, unless it's like DraftKings, every now and again DraftKings will drop like $2 and then slam up 3, and Neo also does that. They do it more often than what stocks actually should do. Right, so yeah, I was green, maybe like $4 at most. Now, we are red, and I do feel comfortable holding on to this stock. So I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to leave my trigger where it's at, knowing that it can pass that at least once, past this level. Because if I sell it here, 47.21,
This holiday season, the frigid temperatures won't show any mercy on the animals who've been left outside in the cold. Animals who've been abandoned and neglected, who are freezing.
see, Laser was like, so I think Laser's done going down. I think Laser, you might hit like a 50 cents pop on Laser right now. W, I knew it was gonna go up. This already had a pop of 257.19.
More than ever this season, thousands of lives are on the line.
$2 pop. This already had.
visit joinaspca.org with your $19 monthly gift now. We need 3,000 new donors in the next 30 days so we can rescue more animals this winter. They're fighting to save.
So we have a lot of indecision going on right now with Neo. Normally when you see this inverse hammer right here, this normally means it's a bullish sign that the stock should go up. So but not just that. So we do see that we have a long healthy red bar here and then some indecision here. This would have been a nice healthy one as well if that was to happen right here, especially at the at this bounce from support. We could definitely have seen this gone up to here at least, but because of the indecision and that long wick right here, it did end up going to the support level, which we originally wanted to get at, but I thought it was going to do a red to green move and follow that momentum going up. We didn't quite get that. So but with this nice long healthy red bar right here, and then we have some battle of the bulls and the bears end up winning that. But then you see how it's back and forth, red green, red green, red green, red green, red. So as we start to curl back up, this could definitely reach this 65 cents mark from where it's at, because we are literally 40 cents away from this, which is definitely in reach. So we'll leave our base hit where it's at right now. See if we can get that nice curl up from Neo today. If it doesn't, if it's taking a little bit longer to get there, like it drops down to this level here, which I think that if it does continue to drop, I think this is the level that it might go to, and just, you know, like right there, and then bounce from that level up. But
New this morning, the United Kingdom is set to take new action amid growing concerns about two very
we'll see. So we are like $3 in the green right now. So seeing that this was the level of resistance that it was having a hard time breaking, it's there right now. So I think if it can pass that level of resistance, we can definitely see a nice pop going up. We also see our blue and yellow lines right here, the 21 and the 52. That right there looks like it's coming into play. And then we have our 52-week trend line, this purple line right here, that it's right underneath the sell trigger. So we can definitely see a spike up to that as well, seeing that the sell trigger is really literally underneath the average. So we know we can reach the average. So if Neo continues to trade, even if it drops down to this area here, or even the blue line right here, we can definitely see this going back up here to this resistance line. So I feel real comfortable of where it's at. I'm also comfortable holding on to this if I have to.
Was first noticed in South Africa, and now there's of course travel restrictions on South Africa. A lot of other countries have the travel restrictions on South Africa, just as they've done with Great Britain. So this is all a major concern for the British government.
Zoom.
Moving right after Christmas. A lot of scientists say that waiting until right after Christmas, that's going to be too late.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Let me bring in ABC News medical contributor
So
Dr. Natalie
I do think Zoom is good for a $10 run. You know, as long as you get it in the right position. So I don't know. Let's say.
And I want to play something that Dr. Anthony Fauci said.
Is this going to be eluding the protection that's
I mean, right now it's already done a $4 run, so it's really literally done half that already. So I think where it's at now is actually decent. I mean, it really did even drop below support from previous days, man. So
While Europe is essentially blowing up Christmas in reaction to the mutation, why the difference?
I agree, Chris. I think there feels like there's a little bit.
I also think BA is still a contender for a $20 run.
There really is this balance.
We see that it dropped some more today, But you know, it can definitely continue to go, which is perfect. I think right now where it's at perfectly, it can definitely go up. If we're looking for a $20 run, but for like 2 days, you know, a 2-day hold.
Is it more pathogenic? Is it causing more severe disease? And by all accounts, at this point, it doesn't appear so. And in terms of evading the protection.
All right, so we see NEO starting to curl back up. We see that it broke that level of resistance as it approaches a new level of resistance, which is basically the resistance from 40. What is this one? 46.67.
So I think that's why we're getting the message here that there's not this call for.
So we are approaching this next level of resistance. So if we can break this one, as soon as it breaks this one, we can definitely see a nice pop up here. So we can definitely ride this momentum up.
Vaccine have been administered in the past 2 weeks, but they also acknowledge that the U.S. isn't going to meet the original goal of having 20 million people vaccinated by the end of the year. In fact, I think some, maybe 5 million of those 20 million doses won't even get to where they need to go until January. Do we need to?
So let's see if this can pop up over what it opened at, because the high of this pre-market is right here, 47.30. So we can definitely do that.
Think about it. There's deciding where it's going to go, allocation, distribution, access, and then execution. There are so many places in that chain of events.
So we're seeing this having a hard time breaking this level here, but it might drop a little more for me if this momentum stops for any reason. But the level 2 shows like it might drop for us. So we might see like a micro pullback right here. Hopefully that's what it is.
I can't say that I'm surprised that we didn't meet that original goal. Having said that, things are moving. We're learning from our mistakes. The Moderna vaccine on board on top of the Pfizer. I think we'll get there. But it was never going to happen. You know, this expectation to have 20 million people vaccinated by the end of the year, you know, that was a goal. I don't think we're going to meet that, but I think in short order we're going to get to the numbers that we need to get to.
Dr. Natalie Azar, always good to see you. Thank you so much for coming on the program. Meantime, all of the shopping and shipping Americans have been doing over the past couple of weeks has led to an historic amount of mail and packages making their way across the globe. Are you one of the people waiting for that last delivery to make it in time for Christmas? What you should know after the break.
We're all finding ways to keep moving, and at Fidelity you'll get planning and advice to help you prepare for the future without sacrificing what's most important to you today. Because with Fidelity you can feel confident that the only direction you're moving is forward.
St. Jude is a very special place. It's a home for all these kids and get all these sicknesses.
Cancer, it's trying to take over the whole body, and so we have to fight it.
La leucemia te da un dolor de cabeza.
You can join the battle to save lives by supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
The kids have called for somebody to say, I'm willing to give to St. Jude so that they can help save more lives.
Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food.
As it reached the goal we wanted it to reach. Fucking A. So I went ahead and flattened. I'll show you where I got out at. I got out right here. I basically got out at the 52 week trend line right here. That's where I got out. The reason I got out of there was because that was the high of pre-market right there, basically. Going back here.
Until no child dies of cancer. Please call or go online right now.
Yeah. So I do think NEO's going to keep going higher. I flattened it. We're still in double digits. We're basically, we missed the $2. We originally wanted to sell it right here, basically right there, at the top of that very tip of that candle, right before the wick is where we wanted to sell it at.
Please call or go online at forstjude.org.
The reason I flattened it was because it was having a hard time breaking this level right here. Number two, I saw that the 52-week trend line is right here. Number three, it was on the, I was already on the overbought on the scope down here on the bottom. Now I do believe that NEO is going to reach this mark right here, 47.30.
That's how I know that it is the purest tasting water.
And then I believe it might go right up to here, this area right here. So this is where I think NEO is going to go today. I think that if it drops, I think the furthest it'll go is down here to the 46, 57. But I doubt. I think it'll go in, maybe it'll maintain this level of resistance of 46.03. That's what I think we're going to do today with that.
We've become the nation's fastest growing retailer because our customers love it. See for yourself at Carvana.com.
We're back, and it's Christmas Eve crunch time for so many Americans, left wondering if that last gift will arrive in time to get it under the tree. Kathy Park joins us live from a post office in New York City, which is where I was yesterday at a post office. Clearly mine are not going to get there on time, but how are things looking?
Hey, Chris, good morning to you. Happy holidays. Well, we've been posted in front of this post office here in the Upper West Side, and it's been relatively quiet all morning long, but behind the scenes is a much different story with the U.S. Postal Service, UPS, and FedEx. Obviously, they have been maxed out this year, which could mean millions of packages will be arriving late.
On this Christmas Eve, U.S. shipping services are now on their final push. A tidal wave of packages this holiday season swamped their systems. Roughly 3 billion, 30% more than this time last year, as the pandemic drove more shoppers to buy online. For those who deliver for a living, it's been a rough 9 months.
When you add in the stress of the COVID pandemic and going to work every day as frontline essential workers since March and the short staffing, I think postal workers are truly exhausted.
The post office added tens of thousands of seasonal workers, extended overtime, and expanded Sunday deliveries. Still, the pandemic hit their ranks hard. Roughly 19,000 workers are out every day nationwide because of virus-related issues. Competitors UPS and FedEx have contracts with retailers. When the number of shipments hits the limit, the surplus spills over to the U.S. postal system.
The Postal Service ended up receiving 6 million packages a day, more than what they could have.
Isn't that 15 cents?
Until the last minute, there are still options. Some retailers have partnered with food delivery companies, so check individual
30,
websites. Macy's and Bloomingdale's are working with
40,
DoorDash.
50, 60, 70,
Sephora
80,
and Dick's Sporting
90.
Goods
Yeah.
with Instacart. And for those still waiting on delayed packages, well, here's another idea.
They don't come, I'll just maybe cut out a little picture of what the present is and give it to them that way in a little box.
For the real procrastinators out there, there are few options, not many at this point. You may want to consider buying virtually and sending an e-card and letting the person know that the gift is on the way. Another option is same-day delivery. Amazon Prime, FedEx, and UPS offer the 7 days totally eligible in certain areas. And of course, Chris, it comes with a hefty price tag for waiting to the last minute, Chris.
It does, but you know what? I think people are going to be very forgiving this year. Not the least of which is there were some vaccines.
All right, guys. So, you know what? I wanted to get a 65 hit pop, 65 cent pop out of that. We didn't. I cut it before then. I guess it's because also, besides everything I just explained, I guess it's also because I'm just used to the 55 cents mark. Like I know when we reach 55 cents, like I know how much I'm supposed to make with the amount of shares I have, and having 55 cents profit already. So I think, there's no reason to break what's been working, or to change what's been working. So I think we'll maintain the 55 cents pops. At least I will. Whatever strategy you guys are working with, if it's something that I've shown you and you've added to that and it's working, then no reason to change it at all. It's working. So as a reminder, what you could do is just look at what you've made. If you have Trader View like I do, I'm going to show you real quick where we're at the month so far, and how we're doing. So as a reminder, you look at what you've made so far, and so yeah, you want to make more money, but you'll start making more money. With these little base hits, because these base hits, once you start seeing everything, like I got into this trade, I'll be real quick before I show you the Trader View. So the reason I got into this trade, okay, so I got in it right here. I didn't want it. Right here on the tip of this candle, I was trying to anticipate the bounce up, right? That's what I thought I was going to do. But I didn't want it to come down to here, and it actually did come down here. So if I would have just gave it maybe another 30 seconds, I would have maybe gotten in here perfectly, and then maybe got my 65 cents, or maybe just I'll stick with the 55 cents. It's what's been working. So when you buy more and more shares and you get a 55 cents pop out of this. So remember, the more shares you buy, so when you start going red immediately, those numbers are higher that you're down. So it'll start, you're like, oh shit, so like fuck, oh man, what the fuck, and then you start worrying. So that's why you try to gauge these things, what they're at. But anyway, so when you buy more shares of this, which everyone is starting to do, buy more shares of a stock, and you just do what's working. So these 55 cent pops, man, they're real nice. So right now we're buying 19-20 shares. I'd say about in 2 weeks or so, we're going to start buying more and more shares if NEO's still in play. And let me change this real quick.
They all say that. It's just jibber jabber. What? Did you sense any flapdoodle?
That's where I got out. So this is what we got in. We got out 55 cents right there, baby. Look at that. Boom. Beautiful fucking run. So real quick, I'm going to show you my Trader View. So where we're at for the month, okay? So this is December. As you can see, we've been improving as we go, starting November is when we started this small account challenge. We made about $40 here. Now in December, we are at, I think, 116, 117 with just this mini loss right here of 38 cents. So transparency across the board, guys. So we started this challenge with $1,700, with the first month being making only $30.40. Now we're at 116 with 4 days to go. You can make more money faster doing the Momo stocks with the amount of money that we started with, but you can also lose that. And the strategy is it needs to be really on point, and you need to have a good platform for that. So what we're doing is we're trading stocks that have character. We know the characters of the stock. So if you're a DraftKings trader, you like DraftKings, you know what DraftKings does already. So there's a few things with DraftKings. Number one, it's a good stock. It's a growing company. Sports are back. So sports are going to keep going over and over. And this thing is involved in every single thing. And every single sport there is. And they're growing more and more as they go. But we also know, you know that it goes up and it goes down in waves, and you know it, and if you happen to get in the wrong position for any reason, say you did get FOMO. FOMO is something that happens to the best of us. it's a decent stock to hold. So I wouldn't consider DraftKings being a bad hold because I a lot of people own this. I own this long term. I know another person that owns this long term. So we trade stocks that have character that we know, but we also do the back testing of it. Like what has it done? So if we were to take Zoom, for example, and we look at the board, the charts, we can. It tells you a different story. So you need to be able to read and understand the story. So if we look at the 5-day chart on Zoom, okay, we see that we had this. We were selling sideways here with maybe about about an $8 upswing going up and down, and then we just boom 429, and then came down hard. Obviously, that was a nice spike up, and then came back down. So it looks like it's on discount, right? But then we look at the other time frame. So on the 10-day 30-minute time frame, it looks like it's even more on discount, seeing that it's already dropped to this level here, being that that's the low of like what, 5 days ago or so. Now we take a look at the 180 chart. Now the 180 tells us also a good story. So right now it's basically at 383.11. It's surpassed that right now. 383.11. It's at 380.35. So it looks like. So I would say maybe. No, it's too low. So I do think that we might see some more downfall on this, even after this massive drop yesterday. I mean, it did drop a lot. I do believe that this can be a $20 run. So I do believe that it's primed to buy into. It's going to be a rocky road. So I do think this would be a nice buy-in for maybe 3 days. It can definitely do $20 in one day. We've seen it done. But if we're looking for a $20 run on this, definitely a 2-day hold. If you're looking for a 10-day for a $10 run, we can definitely see this doing that today, actually. But you got to be mentally ready for the rocky road ahead with this one, because it's still in play. The COVID is still ramping through the country, the world. And then Zoom is looking to improve on their platform. So we got some decent news. I don't know why that massive sell-off happened yesterday. I think it was people just scared or some shit. I don't fucking know. Definitely a few bag holders here. They're like, oh shit, we made some money. Let's fucking sell it. We've been holding this on to this forever. I don't know. And then and these ones too, like we would like to buy it more than two or three shares of this, right? Some of you can, some of you can't. So, but even as a day trade, this is phenomenal pops, right? So let's just say that it opened here. So I probably would have got it off the bounce of this right here, because this right here is a level of support from yesterday's top low. So since we saw it try to get there here, it didn't come, it bounced off here again. So I probably would have gotten halfway through here at 381.68. Now look at this pop, 381.70, right? 384.94, 381, 384. It's a $3 pop, man. $3 pop. That's insane, And then you could definitely have gotten. That's what I would have done. But say you get on your strategy. Now the strategy tells you to get in right here. The lines are crossing. The pink is right there. So 382.47 to 384.83. So that's a $2 pop. So since we know this can move $3, so you gauge it by halfway you go in. As a day trade, you can get at least $2. So just to play it safe, be moderate, do $1.80. If a stock moves $1.80 in like 4 minutes for you, that's insane. That's awesome. But you want to be able to capitalize off that. So buying 2 shares of that is just going to give you like $4 or $5, and this is going to take you a little longer to get there. So we want to get to that point, because then you can start making money. So you want to have some swing trades with your capital. So the goal is to have a couple swing trades at least going on in the week. You know, maybe 2. I would say 2 is a good number.
I mean, Chris, we should pull back the lens here and just talk a little bit about how totally insane this is, that he put out this video without anybody inside the class really knowing about it. Obviously,
Hold on, let me put some more Red Bull in here. Wake up. So I say, you know, 2 swing trades for the week, I think would be great. So how do you find these swing trades? Well, exactly what I just showed you with Zoom. You'd see if it's on discount, see if it's worth holding on to for a couple of days. Is there more upside to it, or is there more downside to it? Now, stocks can always keep going further down, but for the most part, the stocks that we trade, and most stocks actually have character. They tell you a story. You just gotta know how to read the book by going back to the price action and the history of what it's done, and you know, you'll find it, you'll read it. So the best, so you want to get to a level where you can hold maybe 2 stocks on a swing for maybe, you know, a $300, $500, $1,000 of profit, and then you day trade other ones. So we look for pops, right? So what we do is we look what they can move on average, right? So we'll give you an example real quick. Let me find a stock that we can see. So let's take a look at W. So like this is W will go on the 5-day. So we know W has some decent swings for the day. So as from the low here 270.85 to the high here 282. So remember, 271, 282. All right, so that's a $10 run. Okay, now from here, from 285 all the way to 275, that's a $10 run. So we know that this is a $10 average, right? So what does it move on pops, right? So for that, we go ahead and take a look at the 1-minute chart, right? So let's go back to the 1-minute chart for the beginning of the session, so we can see what type of pops that we have here, right? So let's go ahead and do this. So let's see. Let's say that this was where you would have got in, right, on this candle here. Okay, so at 257, 275, 277.64. That's a $2 pop. Beautiful $2 pop, right? So now here's another entry. It'll be a decent entry. It came down to some kind of support, I'm assuming. If I made this line from somewhere, I have to go back and look at it. 274. Yeah, so 274. No, I'm looking at the wrong one. 270. Where is 274? Oh, yeah. I see it.
Where do you think we are right now? And in the best case scenario, the president just backs down and signs this. Where do you see this going?
Yes, 274 was a level of support going back 3 days. So, yeah, so basically it would have been a nice bounce here. 274.44, 275.88. So now we look at some other good entries. So see, this would have won. This one is where we would have gotten on our strategy to 269.68. 274. It's a $5 pop. So we know it goes from 10 to 5 to 3. So if we're looking for a decent pop, I say like $1.50. Be conservative, seeing it's a $200 stock. Get a decent amount. Get those pops. Now I gauge it by doing in the morning, where in the first 30 minutes, because that's when the most volume is at. And each candle almost moves $1. If you take a look at this, like at the bottom of this candle, 274.63, 276.26. So the average on a candle on this stock is almost about $1 plus.
This is something his designated negotiator agreed to.
So knowing that, we can get $1.50, $1.60 pop out of this real easy in the first 15 minutes, as we want to get out of here in the first 15, 20 minutes, or we want to be done trading, and maybe see some other opportunities, as we always pick 3 or 4 and then a couple swings to look at if we're not holding anything yet. So that's what I do. So I always do the research, which is everyone should, on price action going back. So we do know that W is on discount on the 5, on the 10. Well, not really on discount on the 10. It's average right now on the 10. But if you take a look at the 180, so 180 right now, it's basically at support. It's literally at support going back 2-3 months.
This administration has failed going back to the beginning of the pandemic, whether it was having...
So being at support, being literally at support right now, I see that the next level, if you want to day trade this for the day and you're willing to take the road that it's gonna come with, I would say this would be good for a $4 pop today for sure. Buying it where it's at right now.
The latest announcement from Secretary of Azor bragging about their progress. It seems to make
No, because it already had some gain over here, right? So how much did it come up from the low?
Of course, we won't have sustained economic growth. Had President Trump and his people done their job last spring and had the...
It already came up $6 from this low. So I think the run is over for this. I think we can see it maybe $1.50 pop. I think. It is too high. Yeah, I want this to drop more. I mean, it can go up. I think it'll go here because I know it can do that. But yeah, we can definitely hold on to this for about a $10 gain. So we take a look at some other ones, like Shop, for example, is a beast. But Shop is a very good stock. So if we take a look at the 180 chart, we see already here that it has this is its high right here. Okay, so we know that already. All right, so now we'll go back to the 5-day. On the 5-day, that's the high, so we know that. So that's the level of resistance, or resistance that it can't pass. Right now we're on this level, just having a hard time passing that level. The next level would be right here, and the next level will be right here, and the next level will be right here. Okay, now we look at the 10.
What do you make of the video and the governor's comments, Congressman?
Well, it's alarming. I live on a street that has 2 churches. 2 or 3 more are within shouting distance of my house.
So we are closer to going back up to this level here. It is a little hot right now, so I would prefer for this to come down to at least 1203. What is it doing now? Because this thing moves. This thing can move like $20 easy. It did open at a decent level, I guess. But look, 1214 all the way to 1236. It's $20 jump right there. I mean, this stock's insane.
Their faith here at Christmas time, but they are leading to the death of other people both inside and outside their congregations.
Yeah, right. So my strategy is more of a conservative strategy, definitely, but also being able to trade in a bear market. So say if things are going down, it's the reason why I choose to get these pops, because you never know any news that can break out. I mean, if we take a look at Zoom, you know, fuck me. There was no news yesterday came out on Zoom that I can see for this thing to do that massive drop. I mean, let's take a look at it on the zoomed in chart. I mean, look at that drop, man.
Yes. Happier New Year ahead. Thank you so much.
So what I do is this strategy helps you with a bear market. Now, if it is a bear market, and we know it's a bear market, news, everything, then you really want to use our support, our lines here. I use them, but I use my support and resistance more often than anything. Like, I definitely would have jumped in on this right here, because this was the level of support going back all the way from yesterday, as it had that massive drop. And as we can see, that level is 379.48. And if we take a look at where we're at now, 379.48. Okay, so we can see it came to that level here already, tried, it came here again. To me, that's a sign that I'm going to get in here. So I would have got in here at 381.64, let's say, and this went to 384.76. So knowing that I've been caught in Zoom's tidal wave before, I want to do about a $2 pop on this, knowing that it can do that, because each candle mostly is $1, $2. So this is 384.50 all the way down to here, 380.41. This is a $4 candle right here. Okay, so doing a $2 pop on this stock like this is easy. Definitely, this is why you use everything you have. You know, support, resistance, your pink and blue lines, and it tells you a whole story. It tells you, oh, you know, this is average. This is too expensive. This is too high. Can I get into it? Is it a bear market or whatnot? You know, I mean, you use everything that you can use on the charts to help you, and then the simple support and resistance is definitely very key and helpful. Okay, so we'll take another favorite stock of mine is Jumaya. See, we sold off today. This thing is going to continue to go higher and higher. I do like that it sold off a bit today, but if we take a look at this pop, so from here, I erase all the lines. So let's actually see what we're at here. So I did draw lines here for resistance. So we are at 43.61. So if we take a look at the 180, so where it's at right now, 43.61. That's the level of resistance going back these couple of weeks right here, these couple of days right here. Okay. Now we see that it broke it here. Now, I do see this as a sign when a stock is trending up and it's a good company, that line of resistance now becomes support. So our next level to get money out of this would be right here. That's our next level. And then our next level after that would be here. So now we take a look at the 5. So as you can see, there's more downside than there is upside. So this is a stock I probably wouldn't hold at the moment for more than 2 days. I wouldn't hold it at all right now. I would just look for a nice entry. And so now that it's overextended, but it's a stock that you want to trade, you start doing these support and resistance lines to tell you a story. So now we've done the 180, we've done the 5, and now we're on the 10.
This year is going to be different. My New Year's resolution, get happy.
So again, 43.61 will be the absolute low. So we are close to that. All right. So seeing that this is on a
New reaction this morning to President Trump's latest
uptrend as the stock has continued to go up in price, what pops do we have? So from this point to this point, so 44.19 all the way to this level of resistance, be 46.03. So you heard that right? 44.27, 46.20. It's a $2 run, about $1 and change. So what I would do is with this being a $45 stock, I would also do a 45 cents pop, because let's just see what it does here. So our lines are crossing here. You would have gotten halfway here. So 45.04. Right, so we have a 20 cents pop here. Okay, and we're still going. So, you know, I want to get these pops, man, you know. So seeing that this pop here was the 20 cents pop. Actually, no, this was, yeah, 20 cents pop. This was a 15 cents pop. So we want to see what it does in the mornings in the first 30 minutes to get those 50 cents pops. So this we know moves $2-3 early morning, but for the whole day it can move 4 or 5. Okay, so it's B&J Maya that it came here right after the sell-off. I would have jumped in for a 55 cents jump on this, definitely for sure. Okay. Now let's take a look at the BA. So I do believe BA is still prime for a $20 run. I did buy this in my swing account. I do own this long term.
So Joyce, active petitions.
So right now I'm red. I did buy this at 218. I bought this yesterday at the low right here. Okay. So I'm down $1 on this. I'm expecting for this to go all the way here. This is where I want it to go. And I'm gonna hold firm on that. That's on my swing trading account, so we're good. I'm confident. It's gotten cheaper now, so I don't give financial advice. I would have got. I'm tempted to buy another 15 shares of this. So now let's take a look at Airbnb real quick, since this is the stock that we've been thinking about buying a very long term. So we see it went all the way up to here. So let's take a look at the 5-day, 10-day chart real quick. See what the story tells us.
Could be held accountable for a crime committed in the course of exchanging something for that pardon. And as you say, there's been
So to day trade this, seems like it's a nice runner, right? So let's see what it does in the pops in the morning. So we see that it opened here at the average. Would have been a nice, I probably would have got in there, seeing that we did have room to grow. I would have liked to see if it came down here more, but for a pop, from 158.54 all the way to 160.77. So, you know, about $2 change pop. And then we have another pop here. Our lines cross here, 157.37, 158.92. So $1 and change pop right there. But if we look at the whole picture, this goes almost $10, 13 bucks the whole day. So I would say a nice $1.25 pop on this, just to, you know, get in and out quick would be nice. So I do see, I'm going to wait out for next week. So next week I'm going to give my answer, or I do think this is going to be a $3,000 or more stock, you know.
So now we see the sort of closing act of this, with pardons going out to people involved.
I think this can reach 500 in 3 months, 4 or 5 months maybe, and I think it can reach 1,000 5-6 months later. And I know it's going to be a rocky road holding on to this. So Airbnb, I'd say if it touches back 157 or lower, then that's where I'm a buyer. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put an alert sign right here to let me know when it reaches this level to get ready to buy this. I'm gonna buy $15,000 worth of Airbnb shares.
He's already been convicted of those offenses in federal court. You can't try him on exactly the same thing in state court.
So 159.72 is the level I feel comfortable to let me know when I want to buy it. So once it reaches that level there, I want to gauge it. I want to see what it does for next week, and then maybe I'll go ahead and buy, and then I'll announce it that I'm buying Airbnb at this price. So my ideal price would actually be 155 right here, but if it goes to 159 and that's telling me that it might go down a little more, I just might wait for that bounce to 157 and then just buy all my shares right there.
$1 More than 2 million people, get that, 2 million people have tested positive for COVID-19 just in California. That's more cases than most countries around the world. How hospitals, many of which are at or near capacity, are managing the devastating number of patients they're seeing. We'll take you live to Los Angeles when we come back.
That sucks. I gotta put in, so I want to buy 100 shares of this. I'm gonna have to put a little more money in.
That's why doctors recommend Tylenol.
Yeah, I think I'll just do that.
Raise blood pressure the way that Advil, Aleve, or Motrin sometimes can. For trusted relief, trust Tylenol.
This holiday at T-Mobile.
All right, guys. So we are in and out like we like. We got in and out quick. We did talk about a few things. Is there anything else? Is there anything else anybody else was looking at that you maybe wanted me to go over with you?
It's okay, Santa. Let's work through it. With the Now platform, we can catch problems before customers even know they're problems.
Wait, a hose? What kid wants a hose?
Fireman? It's a hose.
It says horse, not a hose. So, Trick, get over here.
Now our people can collaborate across silos from across the globe.
Netflix. Okay. Let's take a look at Netflix.
Sir,
Wait, are you sure?
yes, we're that productive now.
You hear that? The kids get twice the presents.
About time 2020 gave us some good news.
All right, Netflix.
Let's work flow.
So is Netflix a stock that you're looking to get into, that you're already in, or what?
Whoa, is this TiVo now?
No, you want to swing trade it. Okay. Well, I'm more than happy to give you my opinion on it, on where it's at and where it can go.
So you can have open window freshness, even with all the windows up.
All right. So we're currently sitting at 514. So right there, more or less. So on the 180, it does look like it does have room to keep going down a little bit more. It can keep going higher. So let me see here. Hold on.
And nothing has more fun technology than a new Hyundai. With magical features like available blind spot view monitor and wireless device charging. And with the savings of Hyundai Holidays, now you can get one for yourself. Hyundai Holidays. The longer you look, the more there is to like.
Lisa Kona for $169 a month, or get 0% APR for 60 months. Only at your SoCal Hyundai dealer.
So on the 5, it's cheap, right? Looks like we have some room to go up, being that this is the level of support and resistance that it's at right now.
Freshly made, developed with vets, delivered right to your door. That's why
But on the 10,
choosing the farmer's dog.
it's not at all.
Healthier pet food.
We did find support right here a couple days ago before that bounce up to here, and then it came back down. But that's just barely.
1,000 Americans are waking up in the hospital this Christmas Eve. Another record high.
All right, so if you're gonna swing trade this, I'm gonna give you two examples. All right, so I would say for day trading this,
Dire warnings. Nearly 1 million people have passed through TSA checkpoints for each of the last 6 days. NBC Shaquille Brewster is at a testing site in Chicago, seeing a rush ahead of the holiday. And
I would say right there at 520, $6 run. Be conservative. That's the conservative out, way out for a swing, right? $6 run. Because I know Netflix can do that. But say you want to go for a decent hit, then your next level will be at 522.88. But say you want to go for a home run.
At this testing facility, it is rapid testing that is available for
right here, 527 would be that next. So conservative would be 520. A decent hit, 522.88, and then home run hit would be 531. But for this to get here, now remember it took 1, 2, 3, 4 days to get here, right? But as you see, these huge swings, like this massive sell-off, recovered all of that. Then this sold off here, recovered a little bit more than half. It sold off here, couldn't even recover half of that, or recovered half. This one recovered a little bit more than half, this one recovered half. So as it sits right now, I do know that it can go back to 517.66. So I do believe it can go back up here to this level. I'm going to go ahead and put an alert right there just to see if, you know, I'm more or less right. So that's a resistance line it can get to. So if you're day trading this right now, if you're in it now, say if you got in it around this area, you're green, I think that you can definitely hold on to this for a $3, $4 run right here, right now. But for a swing, you might see some rocky road ahead. So that's my take on it. I would jump on it. I would wait to jump in on this. I want it because right now it's having a hard time passing this level right here, 515, and this level here, 513. So so this $2 gap right here. So if you wanted to get a pop hit out of this, it's very expensive for a pop hit. You want to get like at least $2, $3 out of this stock. In fact, the pop hit. Yeah, so I think it'll get here. So I wouldn't say to jump in it now. Let me see it here real quick.
That's exactly what the projections are showing. Some of them are literally off the charts here in LA, especially in the weeks immediately after Christmas, when the brutal reality is, just like we heard from Shaq, people still plan on gathering with family, and in many cases that will mean
there's no news on this really.
Now we've already seen the number of deaths here in Los Angeles shoot up from about 12 a day in early November to
so I would like for this to come back down here, for me to take a base hit off this of a $2 run. Although I do believe that today it'll get here. As far down, maybe I think it'll get to 513. I think that's the lowest it'll go today. I think it already hit its low. Further down, I don't think it'll end up going. I think it's more upside to it. All right, so any other stock real quick before I shut down? Lulu, right? Lululemon was another stock that I sent out for a couple days hold, and I see it even giving us more of a discount, which is beautiful. I just might jump on this today. Actually, I might jump on my Weeble, sell one of my swings that I'm already up on, and get this and hold this for a little bit longer. So we're right now on the 5, so let's take a look at the 10. So the 10, we see that we still have room to drop. So right now it did drop a little bit lower, so I would say maybe 343. I doubt it'll get there, but if we were to look at the level of resistance before it dropped that day, we are closer to that mark right there. Now if we take a look at the 180, we zoom this in real quick. So as we can see that it already went through this top here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it did pass that. It popped up over here for a minute. It popped over here briefly. It popped over here briefly. It popped over here briefly. And now we're back down here to resistance before it made this pop, being the new level of support. But it did surpass that now. So we're below this right now. We're right over here. So I do think that this can definitely jump up $10 for us. I just might jump on this now. So if I'm jumping on this right now, 151, I want to sell this for a $10 pop. I might sell this right here. I do believe that this is definitely one that we can get into. Real nice for a $10, maybe $15 to be honest with you. If it was to go to 15 from where it's at, where would it be on this chart? Let's see. So 152. So let's say 167, 367. Right there. 165.85, 65, 68, 65, 68. Yep, right there, same level. Yeah, so I like Lululemon even more so now. This is an athletics women's apparel company, and it's extremely popular with the women.
California is a particular puzzle, I think, because they're still experiencing tremendous surges despite tough restrictions.
So yeah, so that's my take on Lulu. I think right now Lulu is great. I'm actually gonna jump on. Actually, let me just go ahead and do that now while I'm here. I'll have to do it on my phone. I can do it from my desktop.
California isn't bending the curve, and are there lessons there as we watch what's happening?
Well, it's extremely concerning, as you said. I think what we've been learning very recently is there's new variants of
Go ahead and pop up on this.
in a couple of different places.
So this is my Weeble. Okay. This is where I gauge where the markets are hot, you know, whatever, red or green. And this tells us everywhere else as well, you know, China and everything. So right now over here, it's red, we're green, the U.S. is green. Some parts of this area of the world is red, green as well, but the rest of them are, oh, they just went green. Look at that, beautiful. So, Lululemon. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and purchase 10 shares at the current price that it's at right now. And I'm going to sell this at 367. Boom. Nice. Okay, so we took care of that. So I got that going on my swing account. So we're going to see where it goes. Hopefully it goes up. I'm willing to hold on to this for maybe 3-5 days, maybe most. It's in my swing account, so I really don't look at it much. Alright, so let's take a look at NEO, see what NEO's doing for us. NEO being our winner for the majority of the time. You see all these lines for like 2 weeks already. Beautiful run, beautiful. This was an amazing run right here, man. So beautiful right there. It's a dollar run. Yeah. Very happy with where we entered at. I did want to enter here like I did mention, but you know, I just thought that it was gonna boom out to this long candle here. So we have indecision, long candle, and then I could have got, it would have went 50 cents up real nice, because we see that NEO does that often. Boom. So we got in here, we took this little mini hit down here. I would have wanted to get here, like I said. So I think maybe give it another 10 seconds. You know, I think next time I'll give it another 10 seconds to see where it can go for me. So we see this move the dollar all the way up to here. This is beautiful, and I like the fact that we can get our money early on NEO, and then it continues to be in play for us for the next day, hopefully. So like I said, I don't know if it's gonna go up to this level right here. I think that's where it'll go the highest today, maybe up here 47.68. But
one of the concerns that was expressed about the vaccine, as great as it is to have it, Dr. Hazeltine, is that people will kind of see that light at the end of the tunnel as an excuse to maybe loosen up on some of the things that they've been doing. And the question everybody has is when there'll be herd immunity. Dr. Fauci has acknowledged he's moved his goalpost. Early on it was 60 to 70%. Maybe about a month ago he said 70, 75%. Now he's telling CNBC maybe 75.
Wow, Baba, as they say, Baba's selling off hard.
your hands. It's a while before.
Says here, here's why shares of Alibaba, Luminar, Curvac, and are moving. Alibaba shares are trading lower after Chinese regulators launched an antitrust investigation into the company.
Follow the rules, and we're not following the rules. That's partly because we have leadership, which is encouraging us not to follow the leaders, both federal leadership and state leadership in some places is saying don't follow the rules. And people don't want to follow these rules. They're restricted. That's understandable. The second thing is, what can we really expect?
Wow. Yeah. Look, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. The delisting and all that shit. It's like NEO, though. NEO is still in place. We got some news here on NEO, too. It says here, NEO trading potentially on reports Apple is working on a self-driving EV. Now, we did read that Apple is working maybe to partner up with Tesla, NEO, and some other ones. So
In the United States, we haven't found. But you'll see, I think, in the next few weeks that we have our own homegrown strains, and we have to start thinking about adjusting the vaccines. So this is probably going to be much more like a decades-long battle that we have with.
No, that's why Laser is selling off
that we've had with polio.
CVAC.
Yeah, sobering warning. William Hazeltine, thank you. Mercedes Carnifan, appreciate it.
What is this stock? I never heard of this one.
Christmas, despite a difficult year, the poorest school district in the country is rich in talent and is celebrating the holiday season.
Huh, what does this one do? Oh. It's a biotech stock. Wow. It might. I don't know. I have to do some more research on this.
In a year of virtual learning, the warm feelings this brings are very real. They look like
Yeah, look at that sky. But you know another one I wanted to look at? I believe it's going to be a good long-term hold. XL. It is fairly new. It's an IPO. But look at this massive move it did. So XL, let me tell you why I like this company and why I'm looking to get into it. I actually put it on my my watch list, to be honest with you. So XL is a company that right now is working with commercial companies that have vehicles. What they do is they'll take your vehicle and electrify it. They electrify your vehicle. How cool is that, man? Huh? So, you have a truck or whatever, and you have a company that have a fleet of cars, and you want to electrify them. This company electrifies it for you. So, they don't have any vehicles. They don't sell cars. They change up your car. So this definitely has the potential to be a contender, seeing that we're now, people are booming into the EV and then clean air and all that kind of stuff. So this is another one. I didn't mention it yesterday because it was way too high. And, some people may not know how to trade this because the fact that it doesn't really give us a level of resistance or support because it's brand fucking new, Because look, even if I put on the 10-day, look what it does, So we need to look at it at the 5. So we do know right now that this is the level of resistance right there. And then our second level of resistance would basically be right there. Then our third would be right here. And then this being our fifth, being way down here. So level of support would be right there. Next level of support would be right there. So we're going to color code that. We're going to make that into a purple one. And then we're also going to do one here for this to be purple as well, just to let us know what these are. So purple for me is support. So right now, if we take a look at it, it currently is trading at the first level of support from today and pre-market to 29.88. So what is this stock move on a pop? So as we can see here on a pop, our lines would have told us to get in here halfway at 31.64 with a 33.43. It's a $2. That's a $2 pop right there, guys. For a cheap stock, we can definitely do a 50 cents, 55 cents hit on this. You know, buy 1,000 shares of this at that price and get a 50 cents pop. And fucking gravy. So I like to hold on and watch stocks that may that are super high. As we can see, this went up $10 almost today. But I want to show you this on the 180. So what I'm going to do with Blink, I'm not going to touch it. Blink is too high. Blink is a great company. Blink is a charging point company. It makes those charging units. So this is why I'm not touching it. It's too high, even if I want to invest on this long term. So I want this to come back down to this level here. And then even maybe this level here. And then this being the level of resistance that it was at. So that's where I want it to be. So in order for me to want to day trade this, because right now it's just, look at this massive move up, man. No way. And it did open at close to support, so this would have been very nice, but I wouldn't really looked at it because it's already too high on this chart. I mean, look at it. But definitely a good company to hold on to long term. So another one that I just injected into my my watch list is Plug.
Joins us now from Colorado, where he is back home for Christmas. It is so good to see you, and I'm so glad you're home for the holidays. But even though I have a lot of questions about your experiences, I also just want to say I am in awe of the emotional, physical, and mental.
So Plug is also high.
How are you?
We take a look at the 5-day.
I'm pretty good. I have to say.
We take a look at the 10-day. So Plug is high also. So I want Plug to day trade this. I want to day trade it. I do think it's going to continue to go higher. So for me, I would like for Plug to come to this level maybe, and then maybe this level, and then maybe this level. So now we take a look at the 10-day. Where are those lines at? Okay, so they are there. So this is the level of support that we're working on right now. See, it bounce off of that, and this is the level of resistance that it needs to it can break through, being that that's the new high. So we're about 50-50 away from there. We are closer getting to this, seeing that it's close to the average. We're way up here in the overbought area. So Plug is also a good stock long term for sure. But I want to hold on to this. So I want this to come down here for me to be able to day trade this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this here. I'm going to put at or below to let me know when it's around that area. And then SBE is another company, charge point company, that is also doing well. I keep it on here because I'm waiting for that drop to come down this area here. On the 10-day, it's overextended. On the 5-day, it's overextended. On the 180, it's also very extended. Neo is also overextended, but Neo has room to grow. So, which is why I feel comfortable holding on to Neo if I had to. So, as we can see, we have these many waves for Neo, right? So, 51.56 being the next level real target that we want to get to, 51.56, and then all this up over here. We take a look at the 5-day. You can see if we zoom out real quick. So we can see this massive run up, then this massive sell off. Now it's going sideways. What this is doing higher highs and higher lows. This is what it's doing, because it's not going to drop down to here. Although if it does, I'm definitely holding for a couple of days. But I think what this is going to do is just stair stepping back up. This massive, because you know, back over here in the 10-day chart, look where we were at, you know. So we dropped, came back here. So this is what Neo does. Okay, Neo is very much in play. So it's not really on the 10, it's overextended. On the 5, it's fair value, to be honest with you, because it's right here, like in the middle, like it meets the middle, you know. And then on the 180, fair value, knowing this company can continue to go up. So yeah, so that's the stuff we're looking at. That's insane. Airbnb dropped. Not Airbnb. Baba. $37 today alone. God damn.
Consolidate your debt, pay off student loans, fix your home.
Fix your home. When you need cash out of your home, and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Great job, honey.
So worth it.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital was founded over 50 years ago.
Wow, that's insane. I want you to, I mean, look, I want you guys to take a look at this. You see that delisting? Oof. Look at this drop, man. Look. Boom. Ah! 37 bucks. Yeah. Let's take a look at the 180. Wow. Look at this. It's literally right here at where it was at before it ramped all the way up to here, man. God damn. That is the level of resistance that it had before it popped.
Hope is amazing. It makes me feel strong inside. It makes me feel, wow.
Horrible.
No child should have to deal with cancer.
E-commerce group said it has received a notice of investigation from China's State Administration for Market Regulation. The group said that the notice states that the State Administrator for Market Regulations has commenced an investigation pursuant to China's anti-monopoly law. We will actively cooperate with the EMRS, State Administration for Market Regulation. Investigation of the company's business operations remain normal, Alibaba said in the statement. Price to 2018, $36 change. Wow.
We won't stop until no child dies of cancer. Please call or go online at 4 St. Jude.
You know what?
Become a partner in hope today.
If this news flies over and they survive this, this is extremely cheap. It is literally $100 down from its high like 2-3 months ago. Look at that. Look at this gap from here to here. God damn. If they surpass this, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna buy a download shitload of shares of this and ride it for $60 up. 60 bucks up. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on this. This is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for something like this with the delisting and all that kind of shit. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so we're done with the watch list, guys. Actually, do I have that up here too? Yeah, I do. Let me just get rid of this real quick.
This morning, the United Kingdom is taking drastic new action as it
All
tries to
right.
combat a surge in coronavirus cases. NBC's Matt Bradley is following the latest from Paris for us.
All right, so my watch list is mixed. It's got a sea of green and also it's got a sea of red. So it's about 50-50. What is the market doing right now? We saw that it was green earlier. Let's see if it's going to maintain green. So the market's closing early today, guys. So just to let you guys know, if you didn't know already, markets are green.
Africa has its own variation, its own mutant strain, which scientists believe spreads even faster than the new one that was found in Britain. It has even more mutations, so that's very threatening. Now, what we're going to see after Christmas is new restrictions.
Before I sign off, I want to take a look at Wish. Wish is one that I also like. So I'm seeing that it's dropping some more today, which is fucking awesome. I love that.
And you're only restricted to one other.
So on the 5-day, we see we're going back over here. So let's see where we're on the 10-day. Are we going back to no wait, that's there we go.
Matt Bradley in Paris.
So we are close to the low
You can make a phone call and get something delicious.
of the IPO.
Thank you. They're close.
Everything else is,
Okay, Matt Bradley, thank you. It is Paris. I hope
So normally I would say, you know what, this is prime, it's cheap. I wouldn't jump on in it now because it's a little too late for some good volume. Because if you jump on it now, it's gonna move a little slow. But because it's an IPO, it's an e-commerce company, so we know e-commerce companies are doing well. But this is like a thrift store e-commerce. I do like it. I don't buy stuff on it. I know people that do, but I think I bought something a while ago on that, like way long time ago. And I do know the CEO came on and did an interview and was talking all the stuff that they're gonna do to Wish. So because it's an IPO, I don't know. I want to see if it can maybe continue to drop. Because this can very well be an e-commerce company that goes to $8, $9. Jumia was an $8 e-commerce company. Then it jumped to 21, went back down to 8. Now it's fucking almost $50. So I don't know. We'll see. That's another one I want to take a look at real quick. Do I have it on here? Yeah, Jumia. Jumia is awesome. I do like the fact that it's starting to sell off for us right now. It needs to cool off in order for us to get into this. So right now this is approaching support for these days over here before it popped. So I do like that. So I do like this for Monday, although I would like for it to come down here, which is the support before it bounced back up. But very nice, very nice. So but we take a look at the 10. Right, the 10 is overextended, even though with the sell-off, because you see this massive run it did right here. But this is signs of this stock continuing to grow. Now, I do own this long-term as well. I got this at 35. So I do know this company is going to maintain the go. I mean, they have no competition in Africa. It's just them. It's just them. So this is definitely going to keep going. So Jumia for Monday, that's already a hit. Neo also. Anything else you guys are thinking of getting? DK&G, oh for sure DK&G. We gotta add DK&G to the list, man. DK&G selling off. This is what this fucking stock does, man. Fucking A. It's insane, man. You need to have like 3 triggers on this motherfucker. You need to have the first buy trigger, first sell trigger, then the next buying trigger to buy in after it fucking dips. And then it's just insane what this stock does. What other stocks that we're looking at? Laser's too high, although Laser's selling off. It's still overextended. I don't know this stock that well. XL, I see that it's starting to sell off. XL is going to be one that we're going to look at as well because of the company. For those of you that don't know the company, we're going to talk. We're going to show you. I'm going to show you real quick. Okay. So this is the company. Hold on, let me bring it over here. Company.
One Republican is now describing the president's latest round of pardons last night, delivering an early Christmas surprise to some of his closest allies. Meanwhile, across the country, millions of Americans are waiting for help as the COVID relief bill hangs in the balance this morning. This as the COVID health crisis continues to get worse. Hospitalizations have more than doubled since last month, and with Christmas gatherings already underway, health officials fear the darkest days of the pandemic are still ahead. Joining us now this morning is NBC's Josh Letterman with the president in West Palm Beach, Florida, NBC Justice correspondent Pete Williams in Washington, and MSNBC legal analyst Glenn Kirshner, a former federal prosecutor. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, gentlemen. Josh, I want to start with you. What can you tell us about this latest round of pardons?
Well, it includes a long list of people with political or personal ties to President Donald Trump, Morgan. People like Paul Manafort, who was involved in financial crimes related to his work for pro-Russian figures in Ukraine. Also people like Roger Stone, who had previously had his sentence commuted by President Trump, but will now have that conviction essentially erased from his record. The Stone and Manafort, both examples of people who declined to cooperate with federal investigators who were investigating things involving President
Here we
Trump,
go.
which has raised the
Fucking A.
that these individuals
So this is Fleet, guys.
to help out law enforcement with the hope that they might get what they in fact got, which was a pardon down the line.
Okay.
And then a family member, if by marriage.
So what they do is they take your car in. Well, not I don't know about. I don't think they do personal cars. I think it's all commercial cars. They'll take your car in, and then they'll electrify it. Okay.
By Governor Chris Christie, and we should say, you know, it's not uncommon for there to be some controversial pardons at the end of a president's term. Certainly, President Bill Clinton, Bush also had some that raised some eyebrows, but it's not uncommon for the vast majority of.
So you know these are all the cars that they do, and then they just turn them and they electrify them. You know what I'm saying? So they can take your Sierra, your GMC, whatever, and electrify it. So this company doesn't need any vehicles. You bring the vehicles to them.
That's right, because the president's pardon power applies only to federal crimes. So Manafort is off the hook for the federal cases that were brought by Barbara Mueller's prosecutors. But part of his crime was, according to the government, mortgage fraud, and the New York authorities filed separate charges for violating New York state law. But a New York state court said that prosecution based basically on the same conduct in a federal case.
Yes, this is a stock I would love to hold long term. Definitely. It's going to be definitely a rocky road. This just IPO'd. So I do want this to cool off before I buy this long term, to be honest with you. But
Pete, thanks so much. I want to go back to something that
if I was day trading this, look what the pops are on this thing. The pops are not that bad actually, you know. So if we take a look at this pop here, from here, 31.58, 33.30. It's a $2 pop. Look at this. Doesn't look like a $2 pop, right? It's real nice. So what I like to do is I like to get support and resistance from these things. The reason we do the pops is because we definitely know that it can do a 50 cents pop if the stock can do it. So this stock can do it. So even though it's high, you just gauge it for a good entry, which is why we do these support and resistance levels, right?
For example, the president grants a pardon as part of a bribery.
Yeah, you would have got in here, so that would have been perfect. So we do know that a pop for this is like over $1. See, 30.17, 31.30. So 50 cents pop, even if it starts to go down, it's definitely achievable. Which is why we do these 50 cent pops. The reason to break what you're doing, dude. I mean, look, we're already double this month from last month. You guys have doubled your money. So the next month, guess what happens? We double January's money from December. And it's just going to keep going that way. Just making smart plays, finding stocks that are in good play, good position to give us a decent level or a decent entry to make some good money. So the consistency would definitely pay off. The following the rules will pay off. And then next thing you know, you're making what we're making now. Say, because right now we're anywhere between 5 to 15. And then, you know, we were making 2 to 3 to 5. Now we're 5 to 15. And then 15 to 30. And then, you know, so I'd say in like 3 months, a couple $100, man. It's definitely achievable to make when we start building our account up. Very nice.
Josh, what have you been hearing?
All right, guys, that does it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. We do have some more IPOs coming in.
Has been telling advisors and associates for quite some time that he intended to pardon people in his final weeks in office. A lot of these individuals had been lobbying
biotech companies IPOing. Sure. So our favorite stocks are starting to sell off, which is pretty cool. We like that because we want to get them on discount, and possible some of these are actually very nice holds, to be honest with you. So I like JD, but JD is a Chinese stock. So with BABA going down $36, BABA's one I'm gonna look at. So BABA can defeat man, that's nasty. If BABA can surpass this, like it can recover from this shit. $80 run. I'm holding this for a $60, $80 run for sure. I want the dust to settle before I get into this motherfucker. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we finished the week green with a very small loss of 38 cents. We got caught in that tidal wave, broke a rule, hold on to the stock for a little longer than we wanted to, but it's why we do the research. So I do appreciate you guys signing on and watching and making money, following your rules. It's very awesome. You know, there might be a day or two where I don't jump on in here. Maybe a day or two that I don't send anything out to watch the next day. Which is why I want you guys to be a little independent. And, you know, you can find your own stocks. But as we grow, because we're continuing to grow, we'll always have someone to send out picks. And even more so, we'll give price points, like targets of what we think you can go to. Like, it'll be a whole array of things of, like, you know, the lists for tomorrow, the day trading, what we're looking at, you know, what stocks are target for swing trades right now, and how long you should hold them, we recommend, and what price it can get to, and all that good stuff. And then also long-term holds, you know, like maybe holding it for a couple months, maybe a year or so. We do have a lot of those right now. So we will see. So later on, you know, that's what we're gonna do. So although I don't ever see me not being a day that I don't trade. So I think I'll always be, and you know, I think I'll trade online for quite some time. As you know, we can grow together, and you know, you guys be my in the commercial, the advertising commercial that we're gonna make to charge for the classes that we are currently working on. So I didn't really give you guys the video courses. I sent you guys some videos to watch, and then I showed you my strategy, and then you guys practiced it on paper money, which was what you should do. But we're making videos for the we're trying to make a small course, so we're gonna give the course out for free for a little bit. Get some people signed on with us, follow us, and then we'll start charging. Like we need people to be successful. Say, hey, this thing works and whatever. I don't want to charge an arm and a leg for it, so I do want it to be somewhat affordable. So I'm thinking maybe like 150. I don't know, 200. I think. And then constant support. Back and forth. You have a question, we could definitely try to help you with that. We'll show you our strategy, multiple strategies for different shit. Like, this strategy for these type of stocks works very well because we're dealing with stocks that have character. So we know the characters of the stock, and we have all the tools to our advantage. We have the news, we have internet, Google, whatever. And then we have all our indicators, and support and resistance plays a big role in trading. So you can see Baba is just continuing to fucking go down, man. Baba is call 911. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't really use the oversold scanner often anymore. I guess when we start making more capital, what we have, the goal is to have 3 sets of capital for your day trading platform. So the goal is to have enough to swing trade one stock for a couple of days to get a maximum gain, a good home run. And then to avoid the T2 rule, you want to have another 2 sets of capital to day trade every day. So then essentially you always have one trade running for the swing. Then you are day trading every day with the other 2. So say you have, let's just say you have $3,000. So $1,000 you're using for a swing trade. You want to swing for the fences with that one because you've done your homework, you've seen where the stock is at, you've seen where it can go. It might be a little rocky road, but you're not holding it for long, a couple of days, 5 max maybe. And then the other 2 G's, you use 1 G to day trade, and then use the other 1,000 to day trade that next day. So, that would be the goal. So, we're not far from that. We're actually decent. But I think for now, in order for us to get to that mark, we would need to come down to at least $5,000. I think $5,000 is perfect to start out with. I do know some of you have that already.
These are some of the darkest days in our nation's history, and we need to get this done. We should have got this done months ago, but we have to deliver now.
And let's switch gears for just a minute.
So the video, the course that we're gonna do is we're still working on how we're gonna present them, but for the most part, what they're gonna do is they're gonna talk about it's gonna be talking about the stock market, what it is, where it came from, when it started, give you the whole the whole story of it. You need to understand the stock market. Then we're gonna talk about candlesticks, where they came from, support and resistance. The indicators, how to use the Thinkorswim platform, where to find everything, what indicators you could use, where to find the indicators, and then the strategy that we use with the lines and deviation. So we don't want to make it too long, but we want to make it long enough where you can really understand it. So it'll be a mix of actual board of the stock chart and then a whiteboard, so it'll go back and forth, and then mini clips of what the stock market is and price action and what these little things mean, when what's it called, earnings, what earnings is, where to find the earnings calendar, how to be up to date, joining up, how do you find stocks, like what's the best way, what's the best, a bunch of stuff, to get a good feel grasp, because, if you're anything like I was when I first started, I really didn't know what stocks to trade. I didn't really understand most of it. I just knew what it was, somewhat of the history. I didn't know. I really didn't know. And there's so many different aspects of the stock market. I mean, you have so many different traders. You have day traders, swing traders, investors. But then you also got biotech traders, EV stock traders, e-commerce traders, a bunch of different type of traders, man. And not just that, but then you also have, future traders, people who trade futures. You have people who do options. You have people who do, what's the other one? Foreign exchange. Their currency, their trading currencies, which is very popular. A lot of people do that because that's a 24-hour market. You can trade that 24 hours,
That he is pardoning his criminal friends and then going off on vacation at a time when
so that's what we're going to be doing. We want to make it real nice, so nothing like the videos that we pretty much put up on in the chat room. A little more professional. Maybe some questions will be in there, give you good understanding. Then you'll be part of the family, the Underdog Champion Trader family, and then you can, interact with everybody, and then you start finding stocks. That's where you find stocks that way. Like, you don't want to go off of what someone is saying alone. You want to do your research and do that due diligence, which we're going to show you. Which is what the course is going to show you. Research, technical, fundamental. They all come in, the best stocks to play. So we're going to teach you our way. That's what we're going to show you. And we're also going to show you what everything is, what everything does, what everything means. Yeah, and that's what we'll do, stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off, guys. So we have a green day today. We are finishing the week green. Tomorrow is closed. The stock market is closed tomorrow. So we are so far for the month up 118, 116. I got to do the math. $117 we're up for the month so far. We have already more than doubled our earnings from November and December. Going into the new year, if we can continue this momentum, it'll look like a very fantastic year. So one of the goals is to go green for the entire month. So we could have done that today if Zoom didn't, fuck me, but it did fuck me a little bit. So anyway, so next goal will be green, a whole month green would be the next goal. So we'll see if we can do that next month. Hopefully we can. Doing smart trades, trading stocks with character, stocks that we know, and doing the research that we know what to do, and then telling us when to get in, when to get out, using our lines and using support and resistance. So, all right, guys. I am done for the day. I hope you guys made money. I see some of you guys are getting into some swing trades. I wouldn't buy Baba, not yet at least. Anyone who bought Baba now, good luck. All right. I'm not looking at anything else right now. I'm done. I'm done for the day. I have no more capital to trade. We're splitting our money. So we can continue to day trade, and we see Neo's going further down for us, which is beautiful. So this is why we like these 30-minute, these early pops right here. That's why I do it. So I get the 50-cent pops, man, right here. This is where we can do it in mostly every stock, unless it's going down. This is where the volume is at, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the volume is at from here to this point. And every single stock, it's either going up or going down. That's where the volume is. I will show you DKNG so you can see the volume of when we first opened. Okay, so like this is what the volume is. Look at this. Look at this spike going down, and then look at this 53.29 to 53.74. You know, nice. And look at this pop right here. See, so this is where the pop. This is where the pop is right here, guys. From 6:30 all the way to 6:56. So the first 30 minutes is so crucial. I mean, almost any stock we can see. Take a look at Twillo. What did Twillo do today in the first 30 minutes? Look at this. So from here, this being the bottom, 636, all the way to 371, right? 363. Oof. Beautiful run. Look, 30 minutes. 30-minute run, guys. Look, this is 30 minutes right here. This is 30 minutes. Beautiful. Almost any stock. Look, I'll bring up another one. Fuck it. Look at W. Let's take a look at W.
I got the COVID-19 vaccine.
Look at this pop. Look at these pops. Early in the morning. Okay?
I didn't want to be the first group. I didn't want to be a guinea pig.
Look at these pops right here. This is a 257. So this point is 260. That's a $3 run. Look at that. Beautiful $5 pop right there. I'm telling you, man, almost every single stock, man, you know, almost every single one. Look, we'll take a look at Tesla. Tesla is a little bit further up in here. All right, look at this. Look at this Tesla pop right here. All right. Okay. Look at this pop from here, 642.08 to right here, 648, $6 run, and then if we keep going to the next level of resistance, 651. Look, this is 30 minutes, guys. This is the first 30 minutes. I've gone down. I'm just going down the list on my watch list, one by one, so you can see the pops in the morning is what you want to get involved in. Look at this pop right here. It opened up decent. So we got 498.78. 503. Look at this. 498, 503. Look at that. This is the first 30 minutes, guys. Okay, first 30 minutes. Look at this boom. Look at this beautiful wave. Zoom. Let's take a look at Zoom's first 30 minutes. You can always find a pop at the first 30 minutes. You just got to find the right entry. Look at this pop from here in the first 30 minutes. It comes down here. Look at this. 381.72, 384.70. $3 pop right there. This is 30 minutes, guys. First 30 minutes. This is what we look for. First 30 minutes is what we want. Okay? Look at this pop. After this nice sell-off on Roku, it went from 355 360. It's a $5 pop, guys. First 30 minutes. You see that? First 30 minutes. Let's go NVIDIA. First 30 minutes of NVIDIA. Okay, look, first 30 minutes of the pop. This is what we want. You see this? 521, 525. All right, $4 or $5 pop right there, guys. Now, I'm just going down one by one on the list that I have here. All right, this is the first 30 minutes right here, guys. All right, so what do we have here for the first 30 minutes? We have a nice entry right over here. Okay, all our lines are down here, right? 361, so say 362, all the way to 663 is $1 pop. So for an expensive stock, this is not really a good day trade unless you can afford to buy a decent amount of share size of Costco for just $1 pop. But still, the pops are there. All right. Take a look at Netflix. Netflix pop today. All right. Look at this pop right here. Okay. First 30 minutes, guys. Look, this goes from this support level right here. I would have got in here 515, 519. $4 pop, guys. Look at that. You see, first 30 minutes, guys. Look at the first 30 minutes. You see? I'm telling you, man. So that's what we look for. We look for those small pops who want to get in and out. So we can get those small pops and we can find the support and the resistance. And if our lines come into play, it's even better. Because then we can ride that for a little bit longer if we want to. Right?
And as a result of that, they were dying because of that. And so what you saw in that video was actually an example of what we
I don't do momos anymore because they're very stressful. So, I mean, we can take a look at it real quick. So, momos for today were AVGR and fat. I traded fat before. I made like $100 some on that one time when I was doing it. So, let's take a look at it. You see, this is when I was trading it. Let's get rid of all these lines. Okay.
That's an interesting point, that distinction between, biases and disparities. But let's also, lead by example.
So we see that fat has been trading a little high. It dropped today, and then it gave back a lot. So this is why we don't trade momos, because of this. I'll show it to you. So we can see this is when I traded it. This is when they took over. They bought, I think, like Johnny Rockets franchise. So I went all the way up to here. Okay, and then came and closed here. These were 2 days, right? Look. Okay. All right. I've been here. I've been doing this for a long time, and at the end of the day, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And we see that this is pretty much the level of resistance that it was at, right? Now we go into the. We do the same process. 10 days. So we can see this is where it popped up. It came back down. Okay. Now we look at the 5 day. See, this is where it was at. It came down real low. Okay. So if we were to day trade this, you have to get it pre-market. It's so cheap, and the volume needs to be there. But this doesn't move anything. You see, 584. What is it? 584. Oh, it did. Fucking moved the buck up. That's not actually bad. I guess you could engage this one. It's not that bad, actually. Yeah, I just don't, because it's so cheap, it entices me to do something. And what if it would have went the wrong way? The strategy for the momos are very different. Let's take a look at the other one. See if we can give you a good example of what I'm talking about.
Kids in Need of Desk is a partnership I created with UNICEF and MSNBC to bring desk to schools.
Perfect. Okay, so here's one. Here's a Momo. Here's a Momo stock that was hot today. So we can see that I had a couple pops back here. So we had the first pop right here, and then this right here. It already surpassed that. Okay, but we can see this is living in the $20 range around there. Okay. So this is extremely dangerous to trade into. So we see that yesterday this went from 40 cents all the way to 69 cents. Then it continued that run pre-market today, going up an extra 20 cents, and then came down. So the strategy used to be, we wake up around 4 in the morning and see if we can get that first early morning pop, right? So that would be here, in this area here. Okay, so we see that this when did this go up? This went up at 402. This was 402. This is the pop that it had right here, right? Well, here, this was the pop right here. Where the fuck is the pop at? Oh yeah, so I went down. Anyway, so the strategy was, being that this is high, let me go ahead and put this here. Seeing that this is high already from where it came from, if I wanted to jump on this, I would want this to go down below the 200 moving average a little bit. Okay. Oh, this is going back way over here. Let's go over here. There we go. That's what we're talking about. So I would want this to come below the 200 moving average, which it's doing, right? So we see we have a pop here, 407, and now we see that it's coming down, right? I want this to come down, and this is open up too high. This is why we have the shit here. So look, this is from 60 cents, 10 cents right here. See, so they're super cheap, guys. So if we were to treat our stocks, what we're doing now for these 50-cent pops, these stocks are so cheap that you buy so much of it. You want a 10 cents, 15 cents pop. That's great. But then you can see this thing sold off. So you need to be quick with these things, man. I mean, super quick. The float is super low. The stock is super cheap. These things can flush down super hard. So that's why I don't touch it. And then CEI. So these are kind of horrible examples. I mean, this was a stock I wouldn't even have touched. This is a stock that we traded back in the day. Let me move this.
And it's natural. You can't argue with clinical proof.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com.
So this is a Momo stock for today.
Ideas come to all of us. Maybe not yet.
You can see that I had this move way back here, then I had another one over here, and then it passed that today. I see this is a 78-cent stock, went up $1 today. Almost no pre-market action on this, but we see that it did have it here at 5:30 in the morning. It jumped up $1. Yeah, but then look what it does when it opens. Yeah, see, these stocks don't have character. We want stocks that have character.
Let's go out to Los Angeles now, where we find our own Gotti Schwartz, and then over to Chicago, where we find NBC's Shaquille Brewster. Gotti, it's great to see you. We know that virus has been.
So the reason we want stocks to have character is because it's like, you know, when you know somebody, you know what they act, how they act around certain things are said. So we know how these stocks act. You know, we know their characteristics. You know, we've done the research, the homework on these motherfuckers. You know, so we know more or less what they can do. With those Momo stocks, we don't. We have to literally be in and out. I mean, you might do like 20 trades on one stock in like fucking 10 minutes. That's how bad it is. Look, I made one trade. I got a 55-cent hit. 55 cents hit. That's awesome. I mean, more is better, but shit. Alright, guys. Yeah, so I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. And get out of here. So I will send my list on Sunday. Maybe make a video for you guys on Sunday. But anyways, guys, happy holidays. Merry Christmas for those of you that celebrate Merry Christmas. And I'll see you Monday morning, bright and early. See if we can finish out the month green. Alright, I see some of you guys have made money already. Very nice, double digits. $3 gain. It's alright, man. You know, she cut your losses, but you still came out on top, man. It happens. Very nice, guys. Awesome. Very awesome. Alright, guys. I'm out. I am done for the day. I do like that NEO is selling off for us a little bit more, which is perfect. Literally at the same, literally a little bit, yeah, at the same price where I wanted to get in at initially. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your time. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the holidays. Have a good one, guys.